I have no idea what's happening. Maybe we'll get going now. I think my internet is really slow today. So this Periscope might be a little jumbled for you. I'm sorry if it is. Oh, there's my dogs barking. Isn't that nice? Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Keely. If this is the first time, oh good, thank you, babe. I'm on now. Awesome. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Keely. I'm the owner of lovehopeadventure.com. I blog about the marriage relationship. I give you tips on how to have a closer relationship with your spouse. And I sometimes do some lifestyle posts and things like that. So if you want to find out what I'm talking about, go over to lovehopeadventure.com. And I really hope that you will join me on that. So today I wanted to talk to you about Thanksgiving and saying thank you to your spouse. The other day I saw this kind of sarcastic meme come across Facebook, and it said, there was like a picture of a girl or a woman, and it said something like, I cleaned the house for 5 hours this week, and he never once said thank you. Yet he went to work for the last, 40 hours this week, and I never told him thank you. And I mean, I'm kind of summarizing that meme, but basically the gist of it is that the woman was feeling upset that she wasn't being told thank you for the job that she did in the home. And in the same moment, she wasn't telling her husband thank you either for what he goes and does every single week and every day. And I think that happens in so many marriages. It's so easy to feel as though you're not appreciated for what you do, especially when you do the things that are basically your responsibility. I mean, I don't necessarily need anyone to tell me thank you for doing the laundry because that's my responsibility. But it is nice to hear that. It's really nice to be told thank you for doing the things that are your obligations. Even if they are your obligations, you know what I mean? So I think that in our marriage, we do have to find ways to tell our spouse thank you. And I like to think of it like this. If you start ever feeling like to yourself that you haven't been told thank you enough, or you're feeling unappreciated, instead of going to your spouse and accusing them of not appreciating you and taking you for granted, take the time to tell them thank you for the things they do. It's a lot easier in relationships to model the kind of behavior you hope for versus going and pointing blame and saying to other people, hey, you didn't do this thing that I expected out of you, when in the same moment you're not doing the thing that you're hoping that they would do, if that makes sense to you. So if you're having a problem in your marriage with something like this, the best thing to do is just model the behavior you hope your spouse will take on. Now, does that mean that that's the main motivation that you should do? Tell your spouse thank you? I don't think so. I think your main motivation needs to be letting them know that they are appreciated. And when they feel appreciated, they very well may tell you that they appreciate you. So that's really a good thing to do. And I think I started out the scope. I tried to show you this book right here. And my camera and my scope was being silly. This is the Ultimate Marriage Journal. This is put on by Tammy Green. She's over at Married and Naked. And her website is married-and-naked.com. And Tammy put together this gratitude journal, is basically what it is. And every day there are some spaces where your spouse can write a reason what they're thankful for to you, and you write to them. So this is a whole year's worth of thank yous, and Austin and I have been doing this, and I'll be honest, I've been kind of slack on doing it in the last couple of days. And she actually gives you some examples of the things that she has written to her husband, or her husband wrote to her, things like that. And I just really thought that this has been a neat experience for an experiment for us, because it does remind us to think about, okay, what can we, yes, my husband says I'm slacking, and I totally am, because I think he wrote this to me on Sunday, and I have not yet returned it. So we just kind of pass it back and forth between our beds. And you don't have to get Tammy Green's journal because it's pretty basic. You know, it just says thank you, thank you. You could do your own journal or a notebook, or you could go over to her website and buy this and read her story and kind of get an idea of how this really changed her marriage. And it does. I am telling you, telling your spouse thank you and making them feel appreciated will change both of your attitudes in the marriage. First of all, it changes your attitude towards them because you're much more positive about them. You're looking for the positive things that they are doing and saying for you versus complaining about the negative things. And also, it helps them with their self-esteem, and it boosts their confidence. It makes them feel good about the things they're doing for you, makes them want to do more for you, and kind of live up to the things that, you know, you've said that you really appreciate. So I think this is very good for your marriage. It's good for any relationship, but especially your marriage because you're so intimate with that person and you go through so many different things. Like, you know, there's going to be days where you have arguments, and there's going to be days where it's really busy and crazy and you start getting testy with each other. You know, and having that base of just realizing at the end of the day, I am thankful for you and you were thankful for me. And it's okay that we had a couple of issues today in our relationship or with one another, but we are still appreciate each other. So I really encourage you to make sure that you are telling your spouse thank you on a regular basis. Come up with a way to be accountable to that, whatever that is that you can do to have that accountability, to say thank you for things. Whether it's doing like with this journal that I was showing everyone at the start, this journal by Tammy Green, and she's over at Married and Naked, married-and-naked. It's pretty important that you put those dashes in there because I don't know what marriedandnaked.com is without them. It might not be something you want to go see, I don't know. But I hope that you will find a way to hold yourself accountable to saying thank you to your spouse regularly. And if you want to see what I've been blogging about, go over to lovehopeadventure.com. I look forward to seeing you guys. And, oh yeah, you're getting a notebook. Well, that's a great idea. Get a notebook or something, or a journal. You know, make it as cutesy as you want, honestly. So enjoy your day. I will see you guys back here on Monday around 1 o'clock at this same time. Have a good afternoon.